Hello and welcome to John Cook Stuff and another little side series of Total Roaster. This time around we're looking at Yorkshire puddings. Hi, my name's John. I'm not a chef, I'm not an amazing cook, but I can kind of get by. As a wedding videographer, I found myself with very little to do during the old coronavirus lockdown. So, along with making dinosaur films with the kids, I decided to have a crack at this. So what I'm going to do is take you through some of my favourite recipes, whether it be books or online. Maybe show you a few tips and tricks, a few corners that we can maybe cut, and if we can, any ways to maybe save a few calories. So welcome to John Cook Stuff. Okay, super simple recipe for Yorkshire puddings. Great thing about this, what I like with things with roasts is kind of making things, just kind of make a day of it, you know. Make a day, hang out with the family, come in every now and again, do bits and pieces. So this mixture you can happily make and then just leave it, you can even leave it out in the worktop for a couple of hours, no worries at all. So, super simple, right. What we're going to do, first of all, 35 grams of flour. And you will need some milk, so if you're more professional, you get the milk out before you start this. So to our 35, now this is going to make 2 large Yorkshire puddings. Also, if you want to make more, just double the amount or so. So we're in 50 mils of milk. Fire him in. And what you want to do is just, that's wrong, realization in 3, 2, you've tubbed it up, you dick. Right, let's start that again, shall we? Let's. Right, in we go with 35 grams of plain flour. Don't know what would happen if you used a different kind of flour, to be honest. Maybe give it a wee shot and tell me. Right, 35 in. Ooh. Right, into that, this is, as I said, that's going to be enough for 2 large Yorkers. Next in, not milk, but egg. Egg, what a freak. Okay. Blam in, unceremoniously fire him in. And then you just want to mix this together until you have a batter. So once you're there, doesn't have to be too fine, don't worry about it too much, because we're going to put the milk in now. Milk in now, not right at the start, never mind. Okay, here we go, let's try and save this. In you go, and just mix that around until everything has come together. Little tip for getting all bits and pieces off the side. Take a spatula to it. Just make sure everything is in there mixed together. And I like to add in just a touch of salt, not too much. Tiny little shake there. There we go, that's our batter mix. So as I say, you can just leave that out for a couple of hours and we'll come back to it in a sec. Try to do one of those dual episodes where I edit them into 2 episodes, so things are just going to get messy and confusing again. But yes, okay, good. Okay, back, I'm going to crack on with these Yorkshire puddings. Whilst I was kind of about to start doing this bit, the family has descended back on the house, so big chaos has ensued, and I'm now behind times. Right, so, don't recommend anyone does this at home, but I'm going to do it now. Great. Got your tray, you need some oil, any kind of oil will do. I usually prefer rapeseed oil, but sunflower oil will do. Try to avoid olive oil, because it doesn't have a very high burn resistance temperature. So what I'm going to do, in theory, you should be getting your oven up to 220. Oil into these little sections, slam it into the oven for about 10-15 minutes, wait till it's smoking hot. As I say, I'm kind of behind time because I'm doing the vegetable thing at the same time, so I kind of want a really weird lunch. So yes, I'm just going to tip some of this oil into a pan and get it up to temperature, which could end up being a mistake, but may as well give it a shot. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna get my batter back, make sure he's get out any of those last few little lumps. Looking pretty good, right. See what happens to this oil. Okay, that oil is now just starting to smoke. Careful. So let's get him off the heat. Right, remember I'm making 2 oil into one section. In terms of oil, tablespoon max for each one. Don't worry, most of it stays in this tray. So 1 scoopie in. You can just see slight bubbling around the sides, don't want too much more than that. Now, I'll slam this back into the oven, place gently. Now you've got to be brave with Yorkshire puddings. As I say, this oven is up to a smoky 220. Now when you have to be brave, you really need to be, you don't really want to open the oven door and keep on checking those. So let's set a time for 20 minutes. Cross our fingers. And see what happens. Right, Yorkshire puddings have had about 20 minutes. I'm going to admit I've had a slight disaster. You do surprise me. I didn't give them enough space to rise between them and the next rack in the oven. So they got a little bit squished, but I can't be bothered doing it again, so we'll just have to deal with that. Okay, let's have a look. Whoa, there they are. Not looking too shabby at all. Nice and crisp. As I say, a little bit flatter than I would have liked due to that slight error. But yep, there you go. Yorkshire puddings, so simple to do your own. I used to get those frozen Aunt Bessie's ones and they're all right. But like many of these simple things, once you make them yourself, you just don't go back. So there we go. Oof, Yorkshire pudding's done. Overhead camera, run out of memory card. Bye.